Which animal class does the polar bear belong to? The polar bear belongs to the mammal class. This is correct because it shows defining mammal traits. For example, the polar bear is associated with thick blubber, and it is widely known as adapted for extreme cold. Understanding classification helps identify shared body structures, life processes, and evolutionary relationships. Which of the following animals is most strongly associated with the mountain's habitat? Yak is the best answer because it is commonly found in the mountains. This habitat is characterized by thin air and steep slopes, and yak has adaptations that help it survive there. Matching animals to habitats is important because environment strongly shapes feeding, movement, and survival strategies. What type of diet is most typical for A. albatross? The correct answer is carnivore. A. albatross is typically described as a carnivore based on what it usually eats in nature. This dietary pattern fits its body design and behavior. In this case, its long wingspan supports the way it obtains or processes food. Knowing diet types helps explain food, webs, and ecosystem balance. Which animal is best known as the tallest land animal? Giraffe is correct because it is the animal most widely recognized for being the tallest land animal. This fact is commonly taught in zoology and general science. These record holder facts are useful because they highlight standout anatomical or behavioral adaptations among species. Which animal is especially known for hunting mostly at night? Owl is correct because this behavior is strongly associated with that species. Behavioral adaptations help animals feed, avoid danger, and reproduce successfully. In the case of the owl, this behavior is a major part of how it survives in forests and grasslands. Which body feature is most closely associated with a giraffe? Long neck is correct because it is a characteristic feature of the giraffe. This body structure is not just recognizable, it also serves a functional role in survival. For example, it may help with feeding, movement, defense, temperature, regulation, or communication. Which conservation problem is best described as this? Natural living areas are destroyed or fragmented. Habitat loss is the correct answer because the description matches that conservation threat exactly. This issue can reduce population size, disrupt breeding, and damage ecosystems. Understanding conservation vocabulary is essential when discussing endangered species and habitat protection. Which animal best fits this statement? It is more strongly associated with land habitats. Wolf is correct because it better matches the statement than the other options. Comparison questions test whether you can connect animals to their core ecological context. Here, the key is recognizing the species most strongly linked to that environment or lifestyle. Which animal is best known for this life cycle fact? It returns from the ocean to fresh water to reproduce. Salmon is correct because that life cycle detail is a defining biological fact about the species. This relates to the concept of migration, which is important in zoology because it shows how development and reproduction vary across animals. Life cycle knowledge also helps explain survival strategies at different stages of life. Which animal class does the gecko belong to? the gecko belongs to the reptile class. This is correct because it shows defining reptile traits. For example, the gecko is associated with sticky toe pads, and it is widely known as excellent climber. Understanding classification helps identify shared body structures, life processes, and evolutionary relationships.